Hello, everyone. We've reached series number 110, our historical baseball matchups. Kind of a field of dreams type of situation where we bring teams from the past to the present to face off against each other, and it's always exciting to do so and have you along as well. So this is series 110, and again, two very different teams coming at each other, and should present to us a interesting matchup and some interesting drama and different eras of baseball. So let's take a quick look and see who we have this time. We start with the 1935 Cleveland Indians. Walter Johnson, the great pitcher, was the manager for a little while before Steve O'Neill took over. Also a great player manager, but the team finished third in the AL for the season. They had a winning record, won 82 games. Earl Averill, one of the stars at 33 years old. Averill 288 with 19 home runs, but a lot of the power and RBIs came from Hal Trotsky, who drove in 113 and hit 271, a very powerful swinging first baseman. And Odell Hale had 101 RBIs with 37 doubles, and Joe Vosmick with 47 doubles, 20 triples. Slugged 537, drove in 110. Great season from Vosmick. Nice team overall. A lot of underrated stars. Bruce Campbell hit 325. The offense put together a lot of runs, a lot of extra base hit, and again Vosmick with 216 hits. An outstanding year for the outfielder. On the mound, Mel Harder won 22 games with a 3.29 ERA and almost 300 innings of work. Willis Hudlin, 15 wins. Monte Pearson, a little bit more difficult there, 8-13 with a higher ERA. And Thornton Lee, along with Orel Hildenbrand, each got 20 starts. Again, struggled a little bit. And obviously the pen in the 30s, pretty thin. But you can see here, other than Mel Harder, the pitching a little bit weak, and it was really that lineup that sounds like the Indians really leaned on to win their ball games and have a nice season. So, who comes up as the opponents for the 1935 Indians? None other than the modern team, kind of modern, the 2000 Kansas City Royals, 77-85, led by Tony Muser, fourth in the AL Central. As for the Royals and the way they stacked it up, 23-year-old Carlos Beltran, just starting off his magnificent career, 247, obviously not where he will be, but still a great talent there in center field. Looking at the more established stars, Jermaine Dye, 33 home runs, 118 RBIs, 321. An outstanding year for Dye. Johnny Damon, a very good season, led the team in WAR, stole 46 bases, 136 runs. Outstanding year for Damon. Mike Sweeney, 29 and 144 driven in, hit 333. So those players alone, Dye, Damon, and Sweeney, make this team very, very formidable. Joe Randa also drove in 106. So there's a lot of thunder. Even Mark Quinn hit 20 home runs. A lot of thunder in this Royals lineup. They put up a lot of runs, did it in a nice way. However, the pitching, a big problem for this Royal team. Jeff Suppan, 10-9, led the team in wins with only 10, believe it or not. Max Suzuki, Blake Stein, and Jay Wittesick, not your household names. And you can see right away the issues that the Royals are going to have is going to be their pitching. They were involved in a lot of slugfests. Ricky Bottalico in the bullpen, but even the bullpen not very strong. So the Royals and their arms are going to struggle, and they have to hope that they can hit their way out of some tough games. But that Indians team they're going to play against here is very formidable. So Expect a lot of runs and expect edge Cleveland, in my opinion, because of the weak Royals staff. But the Royals can definitely put some runs on, so that formula makes for an exciting series. Two very good offenses. Best of 7. We're going to start off in Cleveland at League Park, and we'll go to Kauffman Stadium for the middle games. Game 1 itself is going to have Max Suzuki go against Mel Harder, the Indians ace. So the 35 Cleveland Indians, the favorites, will take on the 2000 Kansas City Royals in the best of 7 series between two American League teams. Should be fun to watch. I expect a lot of runs. Should be interesting. Let's see if the Royals can make a series out of it and what the Indians can do as the favorites in this best of 7. So let's head out to Game 1 from Ohio at League Park and get things started coming up. So 1935 it is. We're at League Park here for the ball game between the Royals and the Indians. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Indians have runners on the corners with powerful Hal Trotsky at the plate against Suzuki. Score. And Trotsky goes deep to right. This one, if it's fair, yes, it is fair by a good margin and way out of here. Long home run by Trotsky in this small ballpark, a 324-foot shot in that short porch in right field is going to make it 3-0 Cleveland. What a start we had here, and that'll carry us all the way to the 9th inning where it's 6-1. The Royals not getting much offense going at all. They got runners here 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. And Greg Zahn at the plate against Denny Galehouse with 2 outs. And there's a line shot to center field. That ball's carrying all the way back there. That's going to drop. So Galehouse is going to have a double here that's going to score a couple runs and make it a closer ball game. It's going to make it 6-3 now. Zahn comes through. And here's Joe Randa still with 2 outs. Weingartner now the new pitcher for the Indians. And this is hit up the middle. That's going to get through, a base hit. So the Royals waking up here late. They got runners on the corner, and all of a sudden, Carlos Beltran represents the tying run. And Wolf Weingartner now with 2 outs is trying to put this game to bed. This is shot to second. Plays made there. And that will do it. Hughes with the play. The Indians escape the late Royals rally, and they win Game 1, 6-3, doubling up Kansas City. It was the Hal Trotsky home run early off of Suzuki. That was the difference. Harder went 8 strong innings, allowing only 2 earned runs. Struck out 5, gets the win. Earl Averill, 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs. A star there for the Indians outfielder. Johnny Damon, 2 for 3 for the losing side, scored 2 runs. And 10 hits for Cleveland was good enough to get the win as Weingartner came in and relieved for the save. And the favorites win Game 1 behind Mel Harder, their ace. And Game 2 brings us Jeff Supan against Monte Pearson as the Indians look to go up again, 2-0 if they can take this one. Kansas City hoping to rebound here and get a win of their own before we head back to Kauffman Stadium. So let's see what happens in Game 2 as the Indians will take the field first against the Royals to try to go up and win another. So here comes game number 2. Bottom of the 1st inning, runners 1st and 2nd for Bruce Campbell up there for the Indians. And there's ball 4. So bases are going to be loaded here as Campbell draws the walk. And a big threat here for the Indians is Earl Averill's up there. Jeff Suppan in the trouble now, but there are 2 outs. This is popped up, and that should end the threat. Catch is going to be made there. And no run scored here by the Indians. We'll move to the 2nd. Jermaine Dye fixing Monte Pearson. And Dye lines this one to center, all the way to the wall, and that ball's off the wall. So Jermaine Dye with the leadoff double here in the second inning to put the Royals in a good spot. And now the base is loaded with nobody out here as Pearson's in big trouble against Carlos Beltran. And Beltran's going to line it into the gap. That's going to drop in there. It might clear the bases. Yes, indeed it will. It's going to end up being a triple over here by Carlos Beltran. 3-0 Royals. The start they wanted here in Game 2. Carlos Beltran clears the bases here. And we'll move now bottom of the second. And there's a shot by Pitlack. Frankie Pitlack with a big hit here. And this is going to be another triple. This time it's for the home team. That'll score a run. And it is 3-1 now. Pitlack with an RBI triple. 4-1 as we move now to the top of the third. Beltran up there again with the bases loaded. This time only one out. And this is hit to third. Play made at second. Really at a first. It's going to be a double play. So this time around, Beltran cannot come through. He hits into the twin killing. 6-1 the score as we move to the fifth in this ball game. Lloyd Brown now facing Dye, who goes deep to left. Jermaine Dye with a long home run. Yes, it is out of the park. A big blast by Dye. It's now 7-1 Royals. They've taken complete control here in game number 2. Here's Joe Vosmick. And Vosmick's going to hit this one to right for a hit with men on. So the bases will be loaded here for the Indians as they try to make some sort of a comeback. Bruce Campbell, the hitter. And Campbell will hit this one deep to right, but it's going to be caught. Here's the throw to the plate. Not going to be in time. A sacrifice fly as Cleveland makes it 7-2. Still a long way to go for the Indians. 7-3 now in the seventh. Dye up there again against Hillenbrand. And Dye does it again. Deep to center, way back over the center field wall. Jermaine Dye on fire here for the Royals. A home run to center. It is 8-3 now, Kansas City. We'll move to the ninth. Dan Murray facing Roy Hughes. Nobody out, 2 men on. This is hit back to the mound. Plays made at second. Relay to first. Double play. Started off by the pitcher to get 2 men. And now Odell Hale is the last chance for the home team. Murray delivers strike 3. And the Royals even out this series by taking game 2, 8-3. Good performance by Kansas City. They were led by their star Dye, who was 3 for 3 with 2 home runs, 3 runs scored. Suppan gets the win. And Carlos Beltran also 3 RBIs, a good game, 2 for 4. He had that bases clearing triple to start things off in the second. And the Royals wasted no time here in game 2 and getting back into this series. They defeat the Indians and move the series now to Kansas City. All even. It's become a best of 5 at this point. Both teams impressive in their wins. Lee Thornton's going to take the mound for the Indians, and Dan Reichert for the Royals, as Game 3 will break our tie and become crucial in the team that will eventually win it. The environment will change, the scenery will change, but let's see if the baseball changes as we head to Kansas City. It's all even here between these 2 evenly matched teams, in my opinion. Now let's see what happens in Game 3. 2000 Royals hosting the 1935 Indians. So, top of the first inning, Joe Vosmick up there, 2 on, and Reichert delivering the pitch. There's ball 4. So here in the top of the first, the Indians have loaded the bases. And our thread ending now with Bruce Campbell, the lefty at the dish. And Campbell's going to line this one to center. That's going to be caught. Here comes a runner around to score in the sacrifice fly. And the runners advance on an error, but it's going to be 1-0 Indians here. We'll move to the second inning, top of the second. Odell Hale up there against Reichert, 2 outs. And this is lined down the right field line. That's going to be just fair for extra bases. Hale's going to head to second. And it is 3-0 now Indians. They've come out on top and quickly here in Game 3. We move to the fifth. It's 5-0 now with Earl Averill up there. And Averill's going to line this one deep to left center. That one is gone just over the fence in the gap there in left center. A 4-bagger for Averill. A line shot making it 6-0. It's all Indians here in Game 3. 8-0 now. We'll move to the seventh with Trotsky up there. Jason Scott Mullen, and this ball is drilled over the right field wall for Trotsky, showing his power. Another home run, and this is a 10-0 ball game. Just the whitewashing here. Mark Quinn at the plate here for the Royals in the bottom of the seventh. Pop this one up. And the play will be made there for the first out here in the bottom of the seventh. Carlos Beltran, the hitter. 10-0's our score. Beltran takes ball 4. So the bases are loaded now for Carlos Feblis. Feblis will line this one to left. That ball's going to be caught. Shortstop goes out and gets it. 2 outs for Ray Sanchez. Sanchez goes to third. Play is going to be made at second for the Force. So nothing doing for the Royals. They remain buried in this one 10-0. We'll move to the eighth. Odell Hale, the hitter. Hale's going to hit this one deep to center, way back there. That ball's going to be out of here. Another home run. This is a bomb to center, 444 feet. I tell you, when the Indians are swinging it good, they are swinging it good. And it is 12-1 here in the bottom of the ninth. Ray Sanchez up with 2 outs against Hillenbrand. This is hit high to left, but should be played. And it is. That'll do it. Wrapping it up here are the Cleveland Indians. They win at 12-1 on 18 hits. Just a barrage of hits and runs here in Kansas City as the Indians will take Game 3 easily, winning at 12-1. Odell Hale, 4 for 6 with 4 RBIs and 4 runs scored. Just a huge game for Hale. Thornton Lee will get the win. He didn't allow anything in his 6+ innings of work. And Earl Averill, 2 for 4 with 2 runs scoring a bomb. All in all, the Indians hitting 3 home runs. And really putting a stamp on this game to take Game 3 convincingly. And again, the Royals pitching always was a concern going into this series, and we saw what happened there in Game 3. So Blake Stein now is going to try to right the ship against Willis Hooten for the Indians in game number 4 with the Indians up 2-1, and the Royals trying to defend their home field and do their best to even this series. So let's fire up game number 4 coming up shortly. Game 4 here from Kansas City on a Friday night. We have Jermaine Dye up there in the very first inning, and Dye's going to hit it to third, and that's going to be bobbled by the third baseman. It's going to be an error. Hale makes the error, and that's going to open the door here for the Royals as they loaded the bases for Greg Zahn. Woodland in the jam now as he delivers, and Zahn takes this one deep to center. That's going to drop into center field. So the error comes back to haunt the Indians here. It's a 2-run double for Zahn. 2-0 to score. 5 runs have crossed the plate now for the Royals here in the Very first inning. Lefty Stewart has come in as Hanlon couldn't even last the first inning. Joe Randa now at the dish. And Randa's going to line a drive to center field. That's going to drop in there for another hit. It is a 7th spot from the Royals here in the very first inning. They answer in a big way to the thrashing they got in game number 3. 7-0 as we move to the 5th. Mike Stein facing Earl Averill. And this ball is drilled into the corner into right field. That's going to hug the foul pole and go. Home run for Averill. It'll put the Indians on the board. It's 7-1. 9-1 now with the bases loaded for Carlos Beltran against Clint Brown. And Beltran is going to deposit this into left field. That's going to go for extra bases. It looks like it's going to be a triple here. And it will. A 3-run triple for Beltran. It is now 12-1 Royals. 13-3 as we hit the 9th inning. Roy Hughes the batter. He strikes out. Andy Larkin with the strikeout. And coming right back are the Royals, not wasting any time here in game number 4 to even this series. 13-3 the score. Beltran with 4 RBIs, including that 3-run triple. Blake Stein gets the win. Mark Quinn, 2 for 4 as well with 2 RBIs. And the series here continues to go back and forth. It's tied at 2. We've seen here Cleveland win game 1. Kansas City jump right back in game 2. And then 2 blowouts in Kansas City. Won by the Indians. And now the Royals have turned the tables. So the series perfectly placed here and balanced. 2-2. As game 5 beckons now. Mel Harder and Max Suzuki, who faced off in game 1, will come back again. Suzuki had a really hard time in Cleveland. Let's see if the home cooking can improve his performance. And let's see which direction this series will go. It's a crucial game for both teams, but especially the Indians, who play their last game at home here before they head off to Cleveland. So the series tied at 2. A lot of intrigue and excitement here for us with the final 3 games ahead of us. Best of 3 series. So let's see what happens in the crucial game 5 out in Kansas City's Kauffman Stadium. We move to the 4th inning here in game number 5. No score. Max Suzuki facing Odell Hale. Hale's been having a good series, and Hale's going to line this one deep to center field. That's going to be up and over, way out of there. What a long home run by Hale. 1-0 of the score. He hammers a pitch by Suzuki to open the score here in the 4th inning. Bruce Campbell now with a man on, still just 1 out. Campbell's going to line this one to right center field with a man on. So the Indians now are going to extend their lead to 2-0 in this crucial ball game. A 2-out double by Bruce Campbell. And now really putting the pressure on are the Indians. Milt Geltzer at the plate with the bases loaded. This is hit back to the mound. Plays made at home. Relay to first, not in time. Geltzer beats out the relay, but the lead run is cut down. So Frankie Pitlack now with a chance. 2 outs. Pitlack will hit this one to second. Play will be made there, so the Royals avoid any further damage. It's 2-0 the score line, bottom of the 5th. Ray Sanchez against Mel Harder. Sanchez will line this one to right field for a single. Leadoff single for the Royals infielder. Here's Johnny Damon. Damon hits this one softly to second. Relay's going to be at second. They can't get Damon, who's got good speed. We'll move along here, bottom of the 6th. Mike Sweeney against Mel Harder. Still a 2-0 ball game. Sweeney's going to lift this one to left. That'll get down for a hit. So another leadoff single for the Royals. Jermaine Dye now representing the tying run. Dye goes to second. This is going to be an easy double play for the Indians. 4-6-3's the turn. Quinn the hitter. Quinn hits this one up the middle. That's a base hit with 2 outs. So the Royals get 2 men on here for Carlos Beltran. Beltran lines a drive to center field. Diving catch. What a play out there by Averill. One-handed on his knees makes a great play to end the inning and preserve a 2-run lead for the Indians. What a play by Averill. Here's Jose Santiago. We're in the top of the 8th. Jose Vosmic at the plate. 1 out. Vosmic's going to go up the middle for a hit here with 1 out. As Cleveland tries to build on their lead, Bruce Campbell, who already turned in the home run, is continuing his hot bat as he singles to right. Runner moving to third. So first and third, only 1 out. Santiago in a big spot here against Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker singles to left. That's going to get another run in. So the Indians put another one on the board. Knickerbocker with an RBI single off the bench. It's 3-0 Cleveland. Bottom of the 8th, Mike Sweeney facing lefty Stewart. Cleveland trying to hold on here. Here's a shot. That's a fair ball down the line in left. Extra bases here. Vosmic with a double. So let's see if the game changes at all, and it doesn't. We move bottom of the 9th. Ralph Weingarner in there facing Ray Sanchez with 2 outs. And this one's popped up to center field. Making the play is Averill. And there you have it. The Indians pitching the shutout here in Game 5. 3-0 the final. Cleveland getting the job done. Mel Harder, a great performance. 7 strong innings of shutout baseball. Max Suzuki takes the loss, even though he pitched okay. And Odell Hale was 3 for 5 with a long home run to center field and RBI. Weingarner closed the door, but it was Harder, who was the ace of the team, who really pitched well when they needed it. And Cleveland gets a crucial win here as they now prepare to take the series back to their home ballpark, up 3-2, and a chance to close things out. The Royals would have loved to have that one, but they've had a tendency to bounce back in this series. We've gone back and forth. So there would be no big surprise here if Kansas City can win this Game 6 battle, but maybe Cleveland can end the series prematurely here in game number 6. Jeff Suppan will go up against Monte Pearson, who was tattooed in Game 2. But it's a new day here now, as the fans will be out in force to try to cheer their team on to the series win. Game 6 coming up from Cleveland. The Indians with a chance to end this series with a win today. So we're top of the 3rd. Jeff Suppan at the plate with 2 runners on base. Belt is put down. Plays made at first. Suppan is out. Johnny Damon, the hitter. Damon will pop this one to center field. They won't even make it to center. That'll be caught by Knickerbocker, the shortstop. For 2 outs now, it's up to Ray Sanchez against Monte Pearson, and Sanchez will hit it to third. Play's going to be made, and in time. So the inning's over. 2 base runners are left. We're still scoreless here, bottom of the 3rd. Ray Hughes, the batter. Runner on second, and Hughes will line a single to center field. That's going to bring a run home. And the Indians break out in front first, 1-0 in this ball game as they try to wrap up this series. Top of the 4th for Joe Randa. Randa hits it down the left field line with a man on. This is going all the way into the corner. Run around in 3rd. We got a tie ball game. Joe Randa ties the game up. Zahn scores the tying run. It's 1-1 here. Beltran now the hitter. And Beltran lifts a little looper that gets over the first baseman's head. Base hit for Beltran, RBI, 2-1 Royals. They put 2 runs up here in the 4th. Bottom of the inning, Bosmic at the plate. Bosmic goes to right field with a man on, so this is going to be runners on the corners with nobody out for Cleveland. Jeff Suppan facing Bruce Campbell. There's strike 3. Campbell's down looking. Earl Averill now the batter with 1 out. This is lined right to the second baseman. Sanchez is there. I'm sorry, the shortstop. Sanchez is there. 2 outs now for Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker hits it hard to the second baseman. This time the play is made. And the Indians come up empty. The Royals holding on here 2-1. We're bottom 6th. Hal Trotsky facing Jeff Suppan, who's still in the ball game. 1 out. This one's lifted deep to right, way back there, and Trotsky has tied this game up at 2. With a solo home run, he took it out. 409 feet for Trotsky. We are tied at 2 now. Bruce Campbell, the hitter, with a man on. This is hit hard to left. That ball's going to get down. So runners first and second. 1 out here in the 6th inning for Earl Averill. That's lined right to the second baseman for the second out. Another hard hit ball that Kansas City's able to corral. Bill Knickerbocker, the hitter. Knickerbocker hits this deep to right, but the play's going to be made there. Dye's got it. Game remains tied as we move to the later innings. Mark Quinn, the pinch hitter now against Monty Person. And this is shot deep to center field. That ball's off the wall. Run around in third. He's going to score. The Royals have taken the lead here on a pinch hit double by Quinn. 3-2 our score. Johnny Damon, the hitter, now with 2 outs. And Damon's going to launch one to right field. Here comes Quinn. Here comes the throw. Quinn is safe. It's 4-2 Royals. Johnny Damon extends the lead with the base hit. We're bottom 7th now. Frankie Pitlack at the plate. Santiago's the pitcher. This one's lifted to left. Base hit. So a leadoff single for Pitlack in this 2-run ball game. Roy Hughes, the batter, now with 2 on and nobody out. Hughes hits it to short, however. This is tailor-made. Double play for the Royals. Sanchez gets it started. 2 outs for Odell Hale against Santiago. Hale hits it up the middle. Sanchez has this one as well, and the slick fielding shortstop makes another play. And Cleveland cannot get a run. We'll move to the 8th inning for Greg Zahn against Clint Brown. Zahn launches one to right field off the wall. So Zahn has a double here with 2 outs in the 8th inning. Miranda, the hitter. Miranda will go to right. That ball gets through. Here comes Zahn rounding third. He's going to score it. Big insurance run for the Royals. 5-2 is the score. Bottom of the eighth, now Bruce Campbell facing Brian Meadows with 2 outs. This ball's hit into the hole for a base hit with 2 outs here in the 8th inning. We'll move, however, bottom of the 9th. Bill Knickerbocker's on first. Frankie Pitlack at the plate. Nobody out. Ricky Batalico's the pitcher. This ball's hit hard, but right at the left fielder. Damon is there. 1 out. Who's the pinch hitter? Berger lines it to left field for a single, so the drama will go up a notch here as the tying run comes to the plate. And Roy Hughes, Andy Larkins, the new Kansas City pitcher. This one's hit to Sanchez again. Relay to second, now to first. Not in time. Runners on the corners, the hustle. There keeps the inning alive, and Odell Hale is the last hope for the home team. He launches one hard, but right at Johnny Damon, and that ball was scalded but caught. And Kansas City has won Game 6, 5-2, as we might have expected. They've rebounded again. Come right back here, avoiding elimination. Monte Pearson gets the loss, even though he pitched fairly well. Jeff Suppan the win with 6 innings of work. Joe Randa a double, 2 RBIs, 2 for 4 ball game. Larkin with the save. Peltrosky went deep for the home team, but it wouldn't be enough today. They also all hit the Royals, but not enough. Kansas City plays well, survives, and forces an all-dramatic, all-important game number 7, series tied at 3. Each team has taken its turn back and forth. No team winning more than 1 game in a row. No team able to string 2 wins together. So on that thought alone, you would think it's the Indians' turn here to take the win. But it comes down to 1 game either way you look at it. Dan Reichart will face Thornton Lee in Game 7 of this series. All of the action, all of the drama coming down, as it probably should, to 1 game. From Cleveland, League Park ready now to host all the dramatics. 1 game to decide it all between the Royals and the Indians. So here we go with Game 7, and this is why we enjoy these series so much, because you never know what you're going to get. And so many times you're surprised with dramatics, and this series, perfect example again. Here we are in Game 7. We're in the 3rd inning, 1 out. Roy Hughes at the plate against Dan Reichart with a man on second. Let's see if the Indians can get on the board first. There's a walk. So Hughes is on first base here with 1 out. The Indians would love to get on top early. Odell Hale, the hitter. And Hale's going to rip one into left field. That's way past the outfielder into the corner. It's going to score 1, maybe 2. Here comes another run. It's a triple for Hale, who's had an outstanding series. And the Indians break out in front here 2-0 with a big hit by Odell Hale. It's 3-1 now here in Game 7. We're in the top of the 5th. Johnny Damon with the man on. He's the tying run. Thornton Lee, the pitcher. And this is single to left. That's going to get down. Throw to the plate is going to be late. Damon will take second on the throw. A run scores. And this is a 1-run ball game after Johnny Damon comes through with 1 out here in the inning. We'll move now to the 6th. The Royals still fighting back. 3-2 with Carlos Beltran up. Lloyd Brown, the hitter. Man on second. 2 outs. Fine shot. He's hit up the middle. That's going to score. No, they're going to hold the runner at 3rd. So runners on the corners here. 2 outs. And Carlos Febles is the hitter. Febles will go to center. That's going to drop and tie this ball game. Febles with a clutch base hit here with 2 outs. We are tied at 3 here in Game 7. And Mark Quinn now is the pinch hitter. He has a chance to break the tie. Quinn will go deep to left in the air, but there's the center fielder. Averill will have it. That ball seemed to sound good off the bat, but died as it was going, and we are tied at 3 now. Bottom of the 6th. Here's Averill up there against Brian Meadows. And Averill goes to center field, way back there, but should be caught. Play is going to be made by Beltran. Young center fielder makes the play. Here's Bill Knickerbocker. Knickerbocker goes to second. This is going to be an easy double play for Kansas City, so the game remains tied at 3. Here in Game 7, we're in the 7th inning. Johnny Damon to lead it off. Lefty Stewart, the pitcher. Let's see if Damon can get on for the visitors. He puts it out in front of the plate. Play's going to be made at 3rd, but the ball gets away, and Damon's going to make it all the way to 2nd. A nil-advised throw there, and an error by the catcher is going to put The go-ahead run on second base, Frankie Pitlack with the error, and Ray Sanchez now at the plate with nobody out. Let's see if he moves the runner. He doesn't. He lines one hard, but right at Campbell. That ball was drilled, but right at the position Bruce Campbell in right field. Here's Jermaine Dye. 2 men on now. Dye's going to lift this one to right field. That'll be caught. So 2 outs now. Greg's on the hitter. Oral Hildebrand, the pitcher. This is hit to second base. Play is going to be made there fairly routine. And the Indians hit the stretch. Get out of that jam, and this game's still tied at 3. The catcher Pitlack at the plate against Brian Meadows here in the 7th inning. There's ball 4, so the Indians start the inning well. Milt Gallitzer, the hitter. There's ball 4, and the Royals digging a hole here in the 7th. 2 runners on, nobody out. Roy Hughes, the hitter. Andy Larkin, the pitcher. This is hit to short. That's going to be a force out at second. They can't get the double play on there, so there's 2 outs now. But a nice spot for Odell Hale, who's already come through big time in this game. Let's see if he can be the hero again. Larkin delivers. Hale, however, pops it up. This is going to be playable. It is. Zahn's got it. So 2 outs now. We'll move to the 8th inning. The Indians do end up taking the lead in this ball game. And Joe Randa is facing Denny Galehouse as the Royals now find themselves trailing by 1. But there's a base hit up the middle. So Hughes with a base hit here in the 8th. Beltran, the hitter, with nobody out. Ball 4. So the Royals, as they've done all series, continue to fight. Bases loaded now, nobody out. And Dave McCarty in a huge spot. Infield's in. McCarty singles to left field. That's going to get 1 in. So McCarty will tie this game with a hard single to left field. We're tied at 4, and Johnny Damon up there, still nobody out. Oh, 4. Damon walks. Galehouse has really let his team down here with this pitching here. He lost the lead completely now as his team trails. Still nobody out for Ray Sanchez. Willis Hudlin, the new pitcher. This is hit to the mound. Play at the plate is made. Throw to first. Not in time. So that's the first out of the inning. 1 out for Mike Sweeney. Hudlin delivers. This is hit past the shortstop. 1 run coming in. Here comes a second. Throw to the plate. Late. 2-run single by Sweeney. It is now 7-4 Royals. 9-4 will move to the 9th. Brett Laxton has come in. Osberger, the hitter. It is a 5-run ball game now. Kansas City fighting all the way back. And Berger's going to try to get some of it back with a long home run to the corner of the left field bleachers to make it 9-5 here in the 9th inning. 2 outs, however. Hal Trotsky, last hope in the game and the series. He strikes out, and Kansas City wins the game, wins the series, and in extremely impressive fashion, they win both games in Cleveland. The first team to win 2 games in a row. They were down 3-2 in this series, and they win the last 2. Carlos Febles was 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs in this crucial ball game. Carlos Beltran 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored. Thornton Lee was the starter, did not get the job done. Wasn't his fault, however. It was the bullpen of the Indians that collapsed with that 5-run 8th inning. Larkin ends up getting the win. Galehouse really let it get away. And the 2000 Kansas City Royals are victorious, fans, in 7 games. An exciting series any way you look at it. Carlos Beltran with 8 RBIs. He hit .370 for the series. Jermaine Dye, 2 home runs, .393. Johnny Damon drove in 5 runs. And the pitching, you can see here, Andy Larkin got a win in 5 innings of work. Jeff Suppan went 2-0 with a .375 ERA, even though he let up 15 hits. Brian Meadows and Dave Reichart, a little bit more rough on the edges. And Max Suzuki had a tough series. He lost 2 games, but all's well that ends well for the Indians and their disappointment. You can see here that Bruce Campbell hit .440. Hal Trotsky with 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, hit .310. And pitching-wise, Gale House really hurt himself in that last game. Monte Pearson really had a rough series, losing twice. However, Mel Harder did everything that he could, winning twice in 15 innings of work. Thornton Lee also with a good performance for his 2 starts in the series. But in the end, it is the Royals who walk off victorious. MVP considerations are going to go to Carlos Beltran, who hit .370 with 8 RBIs in this series. Played a very good center field, and at 23 years of age, Beltran coming into his own as a star, scoring 5 runs, 3 doubles, 1 triple, slugged .556. A great series for Beltran, and an even more impressive series for the Royals as a whole, who take it in 7. So that's a wrap for series number 110. Once again, in a surprise, the 2000 Kansas City Royals defeat the 1935 Cleveland Indians, coming back to win the last 2 games on the road, including a 9-5 win in Game 7. So thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the excitement, especially if you're a Royals fan. We'll be back very shortly for another matchup. Maybe we'll choose your team next time. Either way, hope you join us. That's a wrap from here. We'll talk to you soon.